going through snow that deep, so you should be okay. Okay, while we're out here, I'm gonna go over these two different machines. The grapple. What's different between the grapple that's Penbuilt is selling and the one, I mean, obviously this is from Rima still, but these are the ones Penbuilt has, or sorry, it really shouldn't say Penbuilt anymore on it. It's Derette. So as you can see, you got the ball on both of them. The grapple's the same, other than mine, you can see on the front part here, this whole part's longer, and I have the porter wrap, which is awesome for tree work. This one right here doesn't have the porter wrap, so it has the ball but no porter wrap. And back here, it's got the log spike right here, so this one doesn't have anything. So this one's obviously going to be heavier, so I think the reason Scott probably put this one on this machine is this is a lot bigger, so it's gonna reduce the weight on this machine, make it a little bit easier. I actually wouldn't mind trying this grapple on my machine to see. I could probably lift a little bit more even with this one, just because I'm sure that's probably 40-50 pounds difference right there, if not more, in steel. So yeah, it's I like this one. But I didn't even know you had an option to get this one without the spike on the back and the porter wrap, but I do like having the porter wrap. That's great for, you know, having a quick tie-on point to pull over a tree, or you can actually rig off of it. I don't recommend that. I don't like rigging off of a machine. I'd rather rig off of a porter wrap that's attached to the tree. But yeah, two different grapples, same grapple but different styles. So yeah, you guys can kind of decide which one you want. I'm sure this one's got to be cheaper than my version. I mean, it's a lot less metal, so it doesn't have the porter wrap. So same thing but different. Anyways guys, I'm gonna jump on this T800 because apparently I didn't have this at full throttle, so I want to see. Gonna do like kind of a run around the driveway here, see how fast it is. I just let this warm up, so let's see how she goes. Okay, I mean, I can tell that's still, that was full throttle. I can't go any further. That thing is slow. I mean, it might be fast enough for whatever you're using that thing for. So, all right, let's get the V1000, see how fast it is. Okay, so I don't know. The V1000 feels a lot faster. I'm pretty sure it is, but I don't know. Maybe it's just like a sound thing. But I do want to test this out. I'm going to take this machine over. I'm going to cut like a decently sized chunk of wood that I wouldn't be able to lift onto the wood splitter and see if it can handle that, because maybe that is kind of what this thing is geared for. If you're, you know, a firewood guy and you're just you have some big rounds that you can't get onto the splitter, and you know, even just getting it to the hydraulic log lift on the machine is hard, which it definitely is. Rolling big rounds that aren't actually round is very hard. So this machine, you know, we'll see if it's good for that, because that would be, you know, very good, very convenient for someone with a wood splitter like mine that wants to, you know, split bigger wood but doesn't want to have to deal with it. Be considered a big round for me, and when I do these big rounds I still like to cut them into like 16-inch pieces. Once I cut this, I might have to get the Derette V1000 to get it out of the snow, because I don't know if that one will get it out, but we'll try. But I'm going to cut it around 16. This saw's a little underpowered for this, but we'll get her cut. Okay, that was actually pretty impressive. That piece was frozen to the ground. This machine broke it loose and was able to drag it through. I did not think it could do that. Hey guys, so this is what I would consider a big round. You can still see that piece of metal that was in there on the job. Didn't go all the way through. So good solid piece of wood. That's a piece of wood that I'd put on the splitter and split with my Eastimate 1222. So we'll see if this machine can lift it. Okay guys, that's an actual pretty big piece that if you're dollying that piece out, you're probably going to cut it into a bunch of different pieces. So this little machine is taking that piece. It is pretty heavy, pretty hard, but I mean, as you can see, it's still holding it without me on the machine. So that's actually pretty impressive, because like just that little piece that I cut off, the weight of this piece and the awkwardness, the V1000 actually even struggled with this whole piece. Not just that, but like the two together, it had a battle with it trying to get the piece off the property. So that's fairly impressive what the T800 is doing there. So I think we should be able to pick up that round no problem. That's pretty cool. Okay guys, so it is lifting this piece. That is at full lift capacity. So the one thing that you can see with this machine is, I mean, if you're trying to load a dump trailer like the size of mine, you're not going to be able to get any of these pieces of wood over the side. But I mean, that's pretty impressive what it's lifting right there. And the controls I still don't like, but I mean, I've only spent maybe just under an hour on this machine, and the controls are starting to feel more comfortable. So if you're running this machine all the time, the controls would be second nature for you. It's hard when you're coming off a machine with pilot controls like the V1000 and then jumping on this one right here. It's obviously, it's going to feel a little foreign to you, but it is already starting to feel more natural. I mean, obviously for me, this would be a problem right here, not being able to lift as high. The V1000 just, it lifts so high. I mean, I can bring the V1000 over, lift a piece and kind of show you the difference. So maybe I'll go get the V1000, show how high that lifts and how high this lifts. But once again, if you're buying this machine, you're buying it for a different purpose than I think if you're buying a V1000. But that's part of the reason why I think, you know, if you're looking to buy a skid steer, if it's just for one purpose, like, you know, taking manure out of a stall or something like that, that's all you need. You just need this machine. But if you're looking at getting into, you know, different avenues of work and trying to make money with the machine, then I think getting the V1000 is just going to give you so many more options. Whereas if this is just a dedicated tool for one thing that you need done, then it's definitely going to do the job. It's just, you know, the price point makes sense if that's all you're looking to do. If you got horses and you're trying to clean the stalls, this machine's going to do it no problem. If you're a firewood guy and you just need the log to be transported over to your splitter, I mean, you're not going to get much bigger of a piece than that on the splitter. So that's, you know, you might go a little bit bigger, but that's a pretty big piece to be splitting on, you know, a splitter like that. So anything any bigger than this, and I think you want a vertical splitter and you just want to split it on the ground. So, but yeah, let me go grab the V1000 and see what the lift height difference is. Okay, so right here you can see the lift difference. It doesn't look like a crazy big difference, but that extra foot and a half that it lifts, it might even be more. Yeah, it might be closer to 2 feet difference in lifting. That makes a big difference when you're loading a trailer or you're loading the back of my chip truck. This thing would not even be able to reach the top of my chip truck. It might be able to reach the bottom, but once you get past the bottom layer, you're not going to be able to stack any more logs in there. Whereas this thing, I can go right to the top with it, and it's no problem at all. So, but once again, two different machines. But you know, I might have doubted this thing a little too much at the beginning because I did not think it was going to be able to lift this log. It actually lifted this log, which is super impressive. By its cover a little too quick, and you know, maybe gave up on this machine too much, or I was just so used to the V1000. But after, you know, playing around on this little machine a little more, it's a pretty cool little machine. And I think, you know, if I did have a machine like this and I didn't have that, I could get a lot of things done around my property with a machine this size. Is it slow on the track speed? I still think the track speed is slow, but you know, the lifting is pretty impressive. And you know, it's a nice little machine. So yeah guys, if you're looking at buying a skid steer and you're looking at buying a Chinese skid steer and trying to, you know, save on costs, these are two different options. I think they're both fairly good options. Once again, I probably still, me personally, I wouldn't buy this machine, but for someone that just needs, you know, something like this lifted, that's got to be, you know, a 400-pound piece of wood. It actually lifted this one, which is probably 500 pounds. This machine, maybe even more, maybe 700 pounds, I don't know. But this thing lifted it. This thing, obviously, it's gonna do a lot more than the Derette T800, but they're just both good options, both solid machines. This one's been, you know, other than a few problems, it's been very reliable for me. It starts up for me, runs for me. When I need it, it's ready to go. This one, obviously, I can't talk on the terms of reliability, but it's got a Honda motor, so I mean, Honda pretty much speaks for itself in the terms of reliability. So if you buy this, you got a Honda motor right here. It's the GX690, so it's a, you know, very well-known motor, very good motor. The only things I don't like about the gassers is the noise. They're a little bit louder than the diesels. The diesels, you know, the RPMs are not so high. It's the same with like a wood chipper. The diesels just run quieter because the RPM stays lower. So in terms of that, the V1000, it's just it sounds quieter, feels smoother, but for the price, this machine's gonna get the job done for you. All right guys, there you have it. You got the Derette V1000, you got the Derette T800. They're both nice looking machines. You know, do your research. I think if you're gonna look at buying a Chinese skid steer, I highly recommend looking at the Derette lineup. The V1000 is the only machine that I can really vouch for, but so far, after trying this one, it is somewhat impressing me, watching it lift that log and, you know, even pull that log through the snow. Pretty impressive. So, you know, it's all about what you need a machine for. For me, the V1000 is the machine, or something of its caliber or even bigger is going to be geared towards me. But if you're looking at for something to just maintain your property, do the odd job, I think the T800 is going to do the job. So anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys on the next one. If there's anything you guys would like to see regarding the Derette T800 or the V1000, I don't know how much longer the T800 will be here, but we can do a few more tests on the T800. We can always do more with the V1000. I'm always willing to do that. So let me know what you guys want to do. Let me know if you guys purchased a V1000 and how you like it, or if you have a T800, or if you're thinking about buying a T800, let me know. But anyways guys, hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.